Hey, I'm Abby and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Today I plan to share with you 10 tips so that you can engage in self-care to prevent yourself from burning out during the job search process. Job searching can be stressful. It's stressful due to the uncertainty of the process as a whole, rejection that we may experience or that we may anticipate experiencing, and the pressure to secure employment in general. Practicing self-care allows us to maintain a focused and calmed approach to our job search process, which will help us manage our anxiety, our stress, and overall mental load, which will allow us to operate more effectively, make sound decisions, and perform well in interviews. Engaging in self-care provides us with much needed breaks and potential relaxation, which is important to keeping us energized and motivated throughout the job search process, because oftentimes just the nature of job searching in general can be intense, can involve long hours of applying to jobs, networking, and that can eventually lead to emotional and physical exhaustion. So I'm hoping the 10 tips that I provide to you today will help you establish some actionable items that you can begin to incorporate into your job search process to help ensure that you're focusing on maintaining your self-care, which will ultimately have significant benefits in the job search process. Before we jump into that, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're looking forward to learning about those different tips. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life, work, balance advice delivered directly to you every week. When it comes to self-care, the options for what you choose to do are endless. So here are some of my tips. I've got 10 selected for you to try to help you focus on maintaining that self-care and prioritize it so that you can ultimately have a very effective and ideally shortened job search. My very first tip is to set a schedule. You want to treat your job search like a job. Designate specific hours each day, such as 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then take a break, a lunch break, a physical activity break, something like that, and then come back to your job search, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Now those are just random numbers that I threw out there. Your set schedule may look a little bit different for you, but you want to attempt to stick to this schedule so that you can help yourself create a balanced routine. This not only gives you dedicated time to focus on your job search, but it also gives you dedicated time to step away from your job search and engage in those self-care activities. So tip number 1, treat your job search like a job. Set a schedule and stick to it. When you're setting that schedule, you also want to remind yourself to take regular breaks, which is tip number 2. Avoid long, uninterrupted job search sessions. This is where that physical and mental exhaustion will really start to take its toll. Consider using the Pomodoro technique. This is a technique where you work for 25 minutes, you take a short 5-minute break, and you repeat this 4 times. After those 4 sessions, then you take a longer break, say 15 to 30 minutes, and then repeat. This is a great way to ensure that you're getting that blood flow to your body, to ensure that you're eating appropriately, and that you're moving from your sedentary position of job searching. During your breaks, consider stretching, going for a quick walk, or even practicing deep breathing exercises. Now, there's a TED Talk that I really like on the importance of deep breathing, and it even goes through a practice round of deep breathing. So I've linked to that in the description box below if you would like to try out some of those deep breathing techniques. My third tip is to ensure that you maintain your physical activity. Exercise has been proven to boost our mood and our energy levels. So it is important that you engage in regular physical exercise. Now, this doesn't have to be high intensity exercise. This could be as simple as taking a walk around the block or choosing to take the stairs instead of the elevator. Ideally, you incorporate 30 minutes of physical exercise each day into your routine. This could be a morning jog, a yoga session, walking your dog around the block. Schedule it into your day just like you would any other important task. Tip number 4 is to practice mindfulness or meditation. Research has proven that you can reduce your stress by using mindfulness and meditation techniques. You can set aside just a short period of time, like 10 to 15 minutes each day. You could even use apps like Headspace or Calm. By practicing mindfulness and meditation, this will help center your thoughts and calm your anxiety. Those racing thoughts, the long list of to-dos that we have for ourselves, that anxiety, that stress, all can lead to burnout. So if we engage in self-care through meditation or mindfulness, that can help us reduce all of those symptoms associated with burnout. Tip 5 is continue to engage and maintain your social support structures through friends and family. Social support is crucial for our overall job search success because these people can provide us with emotional support and even be a brainstorming opportunity for us to get new ideas on things that we can do to not only improve our job search, but maybe even different jobs or industries that we could look into. We want to try to schedule regular check-ins with our friends and our family. Maybe this is a weekly video chat, a phone call, or even meeting up in person for something like coffee or a walk around a park. Tip number 6 is to limit social media time. One of my favorite quotes is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." Social media is the best way for us to compare ourselves to other people, and we want to try to avoid comparing ourselves to others, especially in this job search process. I'm not saying you get rid of social media completely, but you do want to limit your use of social media. Maybe set specific times that you check social media. Maybe you use apps that limit your screen time. Maybe you even unfollow or mute accounts that lead you to feeling inadequate or anxious. You want to focus on finding yourself positive, supportive online communities instead. My 7th tip is to engage in hobbies and interests. Balance your life with the things that you enjoy outside of work. Dedicate time each week to focus on a hobby or an interest that you really enjoy, that you love. Maybe it's reading, gardening, exercising, or getting outdoors. Engaging in these hobbies and interests allow us to find a sense of balance and a sense of fulfillment that will allow us to continue to maintain our job search. Tip number 8 is to seek professional support. Sometimes a little bit of extra help is needed in our job search. If you're feeling overwhelmed with your job search, consider talking to a career coach or a therapist. These extra layers of support can provide you with structure and guidance, as well as strategies for managing your stress and staying motivated. Tip 9 is to practice gratitude. Focus on the positives. There was a meta-analysis, which is basically a research study done on a bunch of other research studies, that identified this ratio of good to bad. Our brains need 5 positive experiences to outweigh the impact of 1 negative experience. I'll link to the study in the description box below for those of you who want to do some additional research. But that tells us that our brains are automatically wired to focus on the negative, automatically wired to focus on how I am inadequate or what I'm not doing well enough or the rejections that I'm receiving. So by practicing gratitude and focusing on the positive, we can start to reverse the impact of those negative thoughts and experiences. You could consider keeping a gratitude journal where you write down the things that you're grateful for each day. There are apps that essentially act like a gratitude journal. Maybe you start your day when you're laying in bed and you wake up for the first time, thinking about the 3 things that you're most grateful for in your life, and then you end your day with the same practice as you're closing your eyes, preparing for bed. Practicing gratitude can shift our focus. We no longer will have such high focus on what's stressful in our lives, but instead, more focus on what's positive and good in our lives. Focusing on the positive will improve our overall mindset. And then my 10th and final tip is to celebrate the small wins. A job search is a marathon. It's not a sprint. We want to recognize and reward the efforts that we're putting into this job search process. Set yourself small, achievable goals and celebrate when you reach them. Maybe these small goals looks like submitting a certain number of applications each week or getting a call for an interview. Treat yourself to something special, like your favorite meal or an outing that you've been looking forward to, as a result of achieving these small wins. So that was a list of 10 tips to help you engage in self-care. Now, I know that the options are endless when it comes to engaging in self-care. So what sorts of things have you done that have worked well for you in the past to help maintain your self-care? Share them in the comments box below. Anything that you share in the comments will help someone else who is experiencing something similar in the future. So the tips and the advice and the experience that you share is invaluable. It is essential to prioritize your well-being to prevent burnout. You've got to engage in self-care. So find one or two of these tips or your own that will really help you reduce your anxiety or structure your day in a more effective way so that you don't burn yourself out through this process. Self-care practices like mindfulness, exercise, engaging in your hobbies help you stay positive and maintain your confidence. This will make you more resilient and persistent in your job search. While the job search process may feel frustrating at times, if you integrate these types of self-care tips and techniques into your regular schedule, you will likely reap the benefits of increased motivation, having a more positive outlook, and ultimately success by finding a job that is the right fit for you. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Like I mentioned earlier, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, throw them in the comments box below. I love receiving comments, and this is one of those topics where there may be some ideas out there that you've tried in the past that will help someone else. So if you have any of those ideas or suggestions, throw them in the comments box below. If you are looking for some additional support in your job search process to give yourself a little bit more focus, structure, or clarity, please consider reaching out to me today. I offer one-on-one interview strategy sessions as well as career coaching sessions, and I would love to help you prepare for your upcoming interview or really focus and strategize your job search. I've listed my email as well as my website in the description box below, so please reach out to me today as I have weekly spots, but they are limited. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.